Humans are beings driven by an innate longing for belief, finding solace in various forms of faith. Even atheists hold a belief in satanic concepts, and secular individuals embrace their secularism. Similarly, Hindus dedicate themselves to their worship. To assert control over people, one must embody an inspirational figure, offering them a cause to dedicate themselves to and sacrifice for. Present ideas that kindle passion and poetic fervor, transcending logical confines and reality itself. Develop rituals for them to enact, demanding their devotion, thereby molding them into followers of a sect, denomination, or creed. At this juncture, you attain complete dominion over their lives, spirits, and connections. With this authority, the power to reshape the world lies in your hands. Witness the future you've forged, whether it blossoms into an enlightened utopia or borrows the flames of an inferno. Many subscribers are drawn for a reason. Thus, if you're subscribed, reconsider your stance, as captivating followers may be simpler than envisaged due to humans' susceptibility to belief. As for addressing the void, the approach is straightforward. Humans cannot endure prolonged periods of internal emptiness stemming from a lack of faith. Therefore, anyone offering relief from affliction, a swift route to riches, or the latest scientific discoveries becomes a magnet for us. History abounds with ideologies that swept people in waves only to crumble in retrospect. Yet those living during such epochs were captivated, possibly entrapped by these ideals. While the tactics of illusionists might appear laughable, in reality, many illusionists employ the methods of their forebears. What changes are the labels, denominations, and creeds. These illusionists could wield paramount influence across various domains, including trade, politics, art, and even your own educational journey. Enacting sorcery entails following 5 emotional steps, akin to the methods of our ancestors for founding denominations. The initial step involves articulating your words in a simple yet multifaceted manner to seize people's initial attention. This is not feasible through actions, as they are easily deciphered. Thus, words must ensnare attention, woven with ambiguity at your emergence. Your discourse should encompass 2 pivotal elements. Firstly, assure a transformative impact on their lives. Secondly, craft a narrative that's enigmatic, concealing your true intentions. This fosters diverse interpretations, enabling each individual to internalize your message in a personal manner, engendering attraction. To beguile, employ eloquent language that tugs at the heart rather than the intellect. Moreover, ensure your doctrine appears contemporary, progressive, and sophisticated, making it perplexing to grasp. Steer clear of making specific promises, as they might be demanded later. Also, understand that tackling intricate problems is arduous, as people lean toward facile solutions. People gravitate towards those offering uncomplicated answers, regardless of their impermanence or fleeting respite. Thus, people perpetually yearn for the magical remedies devised by our foregone ancestors. Mastery of these tenets is crucial. Additionally, appeal to the senses and visual aspects, not the intellect and cognition. As your gathering expands, 2 perils arise. Monotony, which distances people, and ridicule, which undermines your ideas. This will encourage individuals to engage in thoughtful reflection, distancing themselves from the haze of ambiguity you've created. Subsequently, they will confront your ideas in their unfiltered reality, both potent and unsettling. As a result, you must interact with those in authority and effectively counter the criticisms of skeptics. The most strategic approach to accomplishing this involves instructing us in the art of performance, becoming an adept actor while enveloping yourself in the trappings of opulence and luxury. By doing so, you'll captivate your followers, presenting alluring facades that engage their senses. This can effectively mask any potential flaws within your doctrine and also position you magnetically, drawing in fresh adherents. Employing this technique to manipulate their sensory perceptions ensures you remain distinctly apart from them. Fragrances, incense, and tranquil melodies will become their soothing melodies. Hence, you must employ the latest technological methods to manipulate their minds, subtly projecting your doctrine as scientifically rooted. This strategic maneuver maintains their engagement and cognitive reflection. The third step involves gleaning insights from established religions on the art of community organization. Once your following expands, present them with a systematic framework aligned with the bedrock of your doctrine. Construct rituals for them to enact, bestow unique designations and ranks reflecting their allegiance to their beliefs, and urge them to offer sacrifices that, in turn, fill your coffers. The actions you take should radiate an aura of holiness, infusing your doctrine with an air of sacredness. The path to influence lies not in coercion or tyranny, but in embodying qualities akin to a sage, spiritual guide, or even a healing practitioner. The core strategy is to shroud your authentic self behind an ethereal veil of spirituality and sanctity. The fourth step entails concealing the sources of your financial sustenance. As your community grows, with a more elaborate structure and contributions flowing in, avoid projecting a voracious appetite for material gains and extravagance. Instead, ensure their perception remains that their contributions are directed towards a higher purpose and that your embodiment of the virtuous life is evidence that the principles you espouse indeed yield prosperity. Safeguard the knowledge that their ongoing financial support fuels your affluence while positioning your riches as a result of your cultivated mindset, an exemplar they can aspire to emulate, deepening their engagement with your mystical teachings. The fifth step involves fabricating a common adversary, a nemesis that binds your community together. This marks the inception of the final phase in constructing your doctrine. This maneuver hinges on a straightforward equation: us against them. Foster the notion that your followers form an exclusive, united fellowship within the community, linked by a shared bond. Fortify this sense of unity by implanting in their minds the idea of a malevolent antagonist, one aiming to dismantle their endeavors and obstruct their journey. It is possible to attribute any external dissenter to this category, framing them as agents of the hostile force conspiring against your cause. In the absence of a genuine adversary, create one. In summation, provide the followers of these malevolent convictions a sense of camaraderie through adversity, nurturing a fraternity among them. This will propel them to align closely with your beliefs and fervently reject non-believers. Let's journey back to the year 1353. Within this time, a young man named Francisco emerged from Milan, a humble 20-year-old. His sudden proclamation resonated across the populace. He had received a divine revelation. This vision ordained Michael the Archangel as the chosen commander of armies, poised to usher in an era of global justice and purity. Gifted with the ability to peer into people's innermost thoughts, Francisco hinted at the impending revelation of the elusive Philosopher's Stone. This sought-after artifact was believed to transmute base metals into the purest gold. Accounts from Francisco's circle describe the profound changes he underwent post-revelation. He severed ties with vices such as alcohol, women, and gambling, dedicating himself solely to study and the dissemination of spiritual wisdom. The rapid transformation he underwent left observers astounded, and his words kindled a fervent enthusiasm within their hearts. People began to model their lives after his teachings. However, as his influence expanded, vigilant authorities took notice. Recognizing that those who embraced heretical views were being coerced by Francisco to leave Italy, they intervened. Embarking on a journey that spanned the expanse of Europe, he promised his followers eternal contentment. True to his word, he attracted both devoted adherents and casual onlookers through his unpretentious demeanor. He used to narrate the vision that unfolded to him after he meticulously examined it. Following that, he would present it to those who initiated a deep introspective process within themselves. Subsequently, he would emerge with a fresh revelation, poised for revelation, based on the assumption that it would be unveiled to him. Then, he would elaborate to the individual on the extent of enlightenment residing within them. If he perceived potential in the person, he would include them in his circle of disciples, a recognition for those who adhered to his beliefs. These stages were structured around 6 degrees of spirituality, which the disciples would ascend according to Francis's perception of their inner essence. One could progress through these levels by investing effort and dedication to the sect. Francis, referred to as the Exalted One or the Universal Healer, would instruct his followers to contribute whatever they could and hand over all their funds. Naturally, they complied, as he assured them that the divine had uncovered the philosopher's stone, a promise that would make them all wealthy, laden with abundant gold. As Francis's wealth expanded, his lifestyle underwent a transformation. He began renting the most opulent apartments wherever he traveled, adorned with lavish furnishings and amenities. He strolled through cities in a gem-studded vehicle and owned a stable of precious horses. Francis rarely settled in one place for long. Before his disappearance, he would inform his followers of the presence of numerous wandering souls that needed to be embraced by the community. His renown continued to grow, even in his absence. The blind, the disabled, and the desperate people were eagerly awaiting Francisco's arrival because rumors had circulated that he had the power to heal people. He refused to accept any material compensation for his services. Despite not being highly regarded by everyone, there were those who claimed he performed miracles. We witnessed firsthand that Francisco didn't do anything extraordinary. He simply modestly presented his achievements and understood the influence people attributed to him. He gained followers not for personal gain, but due to the aura of greatness that surrounded him. This aura even led some to believe he possessed the philosopher's stone. Surprisingly, this reputation led some to engage in heretical practices, including magic and occultism, departing from their religious beliefs. Nevertheless, Francisco remained silent and displayed strength, emphasizing his power through his actions rather than words. This only heightened people's enthusiasm, as they believed he would not stray from the right path unless he was truly exceptional. He didn't need to defend himself, as those who defended him were labeled as charlatans by his followers. Over time, Francisco's charisma grew, and he even claimed to have the ability to remove flaws from gemstones by focusing his energy. He managed to escape authorities, leaving Amsterdam with a significant amount of wealth and jewels. Although faced with potential imprisonment, he didn't back down. He apologized and showcased his extraordinary abilities, prompting even the rich, who believed in him, to donate funds and resources to aid his search for the philosopher's stone. This continued until the end of his life. This was Francisco's situation before he heard his calling. He had grown disenchanted with his mundane life and hedonistic pursuits. He decided to break free from these influences and reduce his preoccupations. He realized that people tend to gravitate toward stories of change and transformation. His messages resonated across various social strata, as people were drawn to spiritual and imaginative elements, even if they were fantastical. Understanding that changes affecting him were inevitable, Francisco awoke from his self-imposed slumber. He recognized that waiting for false illusions would only waste his time. As my life began to change, I grasped these truths, and thanks to the people, my spirit awoke. My friend, it's important to note that this brief passage won't provide a comprehensive understanding of this doctrine. It merely offers glimpses. Therefore, I'm here to present the doctrine to you so you can comprehend it fully. Your interest and engagement are crucial. Indeed, for a full understanding of this doctrine, you must be ready. I cannot be fully prepared to explain it here and confine it to this text alone. You should be prepared to engage with the idea on a deeper level and be willing to contemplate how to apply these concepts to your personal life and to others. If you have reached this moment in the video, I would like to congratulate you on your mentality, your struggle, your challenge to boredom, and your ignoring the trivial content that surrounds us from every side. Force yourself into uncomfortable situations so you don't end up being 50 years old with the emotional maturity of a 15-year-old. See you in the next video.